Friday Lambda Lab. I can never tell if I've gone live at the right moment, but anyway, Friday Lambda Lab, hooray! This is the last Friday Lambda Lab for, I don't know for exactly how long, but at least for this season, because I've told myself you got to stop writing new lambdas at least 2 weeks before Vegas, or else you'll just be a mess. So this is what I'm aiming for today. I've got yeah, a couple of So I want to show you a couple of things I've made off camera. I want to make some tweaks to my map RC lambda. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, just started on my phone. Didn't go live at the right moment, but never mind. I want to make a new one for allocation. Pretty simple idea. I want to make this is more a robot command, but it feels lambda labish, so I'm going to try and do that. I want to play around with pick options, and then the big one. These are kind of my approximate timings. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? The big one is the one that I've been putting off all along, but I really want to get it done. This is like the big brother of Lambdify, which is the one that is going, hopefully, to help me to write functions for scan by call. But okay, let's start simple. First things first, I did a new one for regex sanitization. So what does that mean? It means that if you want to find something like, I don't know, bracket plus bracket in a pattern in regex, you can't look for bracket plus bracket because bracket and plus and bracket all have special meanings. And so if you want to search a string using regex for the literal string bracket plus bracket, you have to say escape plus, escape bracket. And there's a bunch of other special characters that have that same property. And so I just wrote a regex sanitize that just takes an input text and just puts a slash in front of anything that is a potential regex special character. So if I put like a plus here, or I don't even remember what the other things are. If I look in the code for this, there's like a list of characters. Oh yeah, so there's the dot, the plus, the star, the question mark, caret, dollar, pipe, opening and closing parentheses, opening and closing square brackets, opening and closing curly brackets. And I'm not sure what that is for. Anyway, whatever. I guess for ranges. The lambda is super simple. It's just reduce the input text over the set of characters. The only important thing is you have to start with this one because you're going to insert that before every other character. And so if you started with plus and changed that to slash plus and then did the slash, you'd change it to slash slash plus, which would not be what you want. So the only nuance is that that has to come first. I got the list of characters, including the caveat to put the slash first from Gemini. Yeah, we also debated a little because Bo had a like incredibly simple thing. I think it was something like slash W to replace with slash slash dollar zero. Is that right? Yeah. And that kind of over escapes because it puts slashes in front of basically anything that's not a word character. But yeah, it actually doesn't look too bad here, but anyway, it does a little bit more than is needed compared to this one that just puts stuff in front of special characters. But on the other hand, it wins the award for like absurd degrees of simplicity. So why would I want this? There's a couple of reasons. The one that comes to mind is I got burned on one of the South Africa cases where there was something like, economy, short haul, flight, economy plus long haul flight, and various other things. Welcome, Eric. Welcome, Liana. And welcome to the banter in the chat. Hooray. Anyway, so I had whatever economy and business class and other things and economy plus. And so I thought I'd be terribly clever and say X match these, well, that last one won't match, but that doesn't matter, against this with regex match, because that matches for anything containing. But because the plus is a special character, this is, econom plus any number of plus one or more y's, and so that matches against economy as well as against economy plus, and so it just returns the first one that it matches. So I think, I haven't actually tested this yet, but I think that if I regex sanitize this before doing the lookup, yeah, now economy plus matches against the second one instead of the first one. I also added this into my reg pattern. So if I say reg pattern of this, I have an option to say sanitize. And so it'll give me all of these things, separated by pipes, sorted in descending order of length, and with all the special characters escaped. Pardon me. Okay, so that's that. The other one is maze network. So I just did a solve. I haven't posted it yet. I think it's probably going to be tomorrow's video of a community case by Tsiori Rasifitsahino from Madagascar called Traveling the World. Where are they on other cases? Tsiori Traveling the World. Here it is. And this is a case about, a hypothetical future world where, various world capitals are connected by tunnels. So you're given a grid of, here's the starting location, the ending location, and the distance between pairs of cities. Not every pair of cities is connected. And so there's various different questions, but it culminates in the last question and the last bonus are both about finding the shortest distance in the case of the last question, and finding the smallest number of connections in the case of the last bonus between two cities. And so I wrote, a big lambda for this, and it was a very good candidate to turn into a lambda to keep. So I wrote this. Do I have? I don't think I have the latest version of it in this file. So let me just kill that maze network and then re-import. There we go. So the idea is you say, oops, maze network, and it's kind of laid out to be as similar as possible to my other maze things. So let's say I'm interested in starting from Ankara, and my start locations are here, and my end locations are here, and my distance is here. This will tell you all the places that you can get to, which is everywhere because this is a connected map, so all 60 cities from Ankara, and how far it takes. So, it's 0 kilometers and 0 steps to be in Ankara because you're already there. To get to Abuja is 5,019 kilometers, and you can get there in 1 step. To get to Accra is 9,419 kilometers, but you have to go through 2 interim connections as well as the last move, and so on. And then a couple of other options. If you omit the distance, it'll just give you the number of connections required to get there. And so you can see, for example, here, Accra, if you're just interested in steps, you can get there in 2 steps, but the shortest distance is to go in 3 steps. So it can do that. It can do, you can give it a destination. So in this case, let's say I'm interested in going from maze network. I'm starting in Manila, and my thing is tstart, tend, tdist, and my destination. This is a destination to get a route, not to get distance. I might tweak that a little bit, but so it'll tell you, okay, the best route from Manila to Pretoria is to go Manila, Vienna, Budapest, Pretoria, which is exactly this thing here. And the bonus question here was about if you want to go from Caracas to Dublin, how many cities at least do you have to transit through? And this one is a good example of what I was talking about, because if you start from Dublin, and if we factor in the distance, the most efficient way to get to Caracas is in 6 steps, 34,000 kilometers. But if you don't consider the distance, just the smallest number of connections is 4. So the answer to the question is 3, because it's how many do you pass through. So you travel 4 times and you pass through 3 interim stops. So it does that, and it also has the option to, so if you don't have the distances, then your best bet is to go, I don't know what kind of weird set of connections Dublin has, but anyway, you go from Dublin to Bogota to Vienna to Tehran to Caracas. That is not an efficient route, but anyway, there aren't, I guess the network is a little bit sparse, so funny things happen. But if you factored in the distance, then it would be more efficient, in some sense at least, to go to Accra, Cairo, Zagreb, London, Tehran, Caracas. So that's that. That's what I made for this particular case. But then I got to thinking that there could be some other applications for it. So let me show you some of those. One is to Harry's flow network from, we're not in Kansas anymore, so let me pull that up. Case file with answers, we're not in Kansas anymore, there we go. So in this case, we've got this like Wicked Witch Waterworks. Various things get shut down. And actually the one over here is a better example of the actual question. So what is the greens are active? Water source node number 2. Okay, yeah. So the green ones plus the source and the end are the active nodes. So in this case, we've got nodes 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 10, and 12. And you got to find what flow you can get through. Well, the logic here is almost the same, which is, you want to find a path from the source to the end, except that instead of adding up distances as you go along, like if this connection is a 2 and this connection is a 6, you don't want to say 2 plus 6 is 8. You want to say the minimum flow that can get through a 2 and a 6 is a 2. But there's a little bit more to it, but it mostly just means that instead of using sum, you use min. And so it wasn't a huge tweak to that lambda to make it work with this. So let me see if I can quickly demo. I'm just going to sorry, these have to go down here and down here because that's a more logical layout for it. And then we're going to get rid of the NAs, which is lots. Okay, and then let's just grab our demo. And I guess we always want water source and end. Let's just make that W and E would be easier. And for now, I'm just going to add those onto the list, W and E. So then, basically, to figure out which of these nodes are active when, which of these connections are active when only these nodes are active, we can say is number, X match all of this, and I'm going to say and empty string to convert it to text against text split of this by a comma. And another closing bracket. And that gives trues and falses, and it's only active if both pieces are true. So then we can say by row and. So then, I don't know, it's something like let val be that, and then I want to maze network. Oh, I haven't imported lambdas, whoops. Import lambdas. Maze network of, I'm going to start from W, which is water source, and then our start list will be filter here by is valid. Our end list will be filter here by is valid, and our distances will be filter, filter here by is valid. And then the function is going to be min. And that is exactly what we want. So then we could say, give us the route that gets us to the end, which is this, or we could just say VLOOKUP E in this 2, 0. Yeah, that's basically that. So let's, hopefully that'll then knock out the rest of them. Let's just see. So I want this to point to here, and comma W, comma E. And everything else stays the same, I think. Oh no, I gotta lock all these references. Ugh. I should just name things, but I don't because I'm lazy. So that's all of that, and this. Okay, and then if I put that there, some NAs. Bother. Well, anyway, I'm not going to debug that now because that's not really the point of the demo. I swear I made it work before. So that's where you use it with a min. The other interesting use case, which again isn't immediately obviously related, but is that you can use it with a product of consecutive terms. And why on earth would you want to use that? Well, I actually wrote this function. At the time I wrote this function, I still had on my list, wherever my list has gone, here, that I wanted to do a convert function because Eric Ashton has this amazing xconvert function that will take any list of, whatever, how many milliliters are in a pint and how many pints are in a gallon and how many gallons are in a quart and how many this or in that and this or in that, and kind of work through it exactly like a maze, which of course was the revelation I had after I'd written this, and convert anything to anything else. So where am I looking? Esports. Yes, that's exactly where I'm going, Jeremy. The conversion time case from South Africa, which was a, honestly brutally hard case, but it is easy breezy with this. So here's the case Jeremy mentioned. I've actually already been playing around with it, so ignore that. Clear this out. Clear this out. Oh, interesting. I didn't think that would clear anything. Okay. Anyway. So what you have here and here is conversion tables between various old-timey money units. So like, two pennies makes one tuppence, and half a penny makes a halfpenny, and a quarter of a penny makes a farthing. And sixpence makes a tanner, and 2 shillings makes 1 British florin, and so on. Hello, Harry. And the case just asks you to do various conversions, and then over here you've got a whole other thing of like pints to quarts to gallons to pecks to bushels to weighs, lasts, sacks, chaldrons. This feels like a very Harry Watson case, but anyway, it was a Stain Volmeran's case in this case. But so basically the challenge of this case was, many conversions were not present, especially in this one, and so you had this like incomplete network that connected everything, and you had to fill it out. And now with Maze Network, let's just say we start from pint. Our start list is this, our end list is this, quantum is that, and we want a product, and it just immediately does it. And I mean, the number of steps to get there is totally irrelevant, but it just immediately does it. And same thing for this. For this one, I had to add in the reverse direction, which maybe I should have just made an option in the Lambda. I might still, although not later than the end of the day because that's my cutoff, to add reverse directions. But yeah, I think there were some, when I take these out, there are some like the British florin doesn't have a connection. I think that's because the shilling only exists as a start, and not ever over here, and so it doesn't work if it's single directional. But anyway, same idea. Wrote something like this, but it failed when there were unconnected chains. So this one is only going from one start point. So if there was like a floating disconnected unit, this wouldn't join that up. And equally, like if like the way these are in categories, if each category was disjoint, it wouldn't get that. But it also isn't as slick as Eric's in that, Eric's, you can just say, how many of what thing do you want to convert to what unit, and it'll do the whole thing for you. And this one you have to do some lookups and whatever. But it's at very little extra cost beyond what it took to write the maze navigation thing. And just for interest, like here, it says it takes 7 steps to get to a last. So let's just ask it, how do we get to that? I need to go pint, quart, gallon, peck, bushel, quarter, weigh, last. That is the only, or the shortest way to get from a pint to a last. Yeah, so anyway, that's that. So 3 somewhat disjoint use cases. One for navigating a maze and working out the distance. One for water flow and figuring out the minimum flow. And to be clear, that water flow, sorry, that only works to figure out the flow along one pipe. It's a much more complicated thing if all of these were open to figure out how much water could flow in total, because then there's lots of interdependencies and blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to deal with that. Bo did a great video on it, but it's bloody hard. So I'm not going there. And then also this whole conversion thing, all with the one lambda. So that's pretty cool. Happy with that. And it did take, I had both kind of generalized maze lambda for, or generalized, I guess, network maze lambda and a conversion lambda on my list, and now I don't need to do either of them. All right, so that's that. Whew. I scheduled that for 10 minutes. I think it took 20. So I guess I better speed up or plan to be here all day. Lorenzo, how's it going? Okay. So map RC. There's some easy parts to this and some hard parts to this. Let's just make a little map. Okay, so the idea of map RC is that I can point it at this, and it'll read off, okay, this is the contents of the non-empty stuff. These are the addresses, and these are the row column references. I can also tell it I'm interested in the distance of things from B2, and then instead of having RC codes here, it'll work out the distance from B2 and sort by that. So you can think about things that are closest or something like that. And it can do that distance with, I think by default it does sum. Let's see. So yeah, 7 is 2 steps away. Yes, and Y is 3 steps away. Yeah, so it sums the row difference and the column difference. The waterworks the waterworks NAs were the ones where no flow were possible. Yes. Those weren't all the ones where no flow was possible. I think that was just the ones where there were fewer than 3 things coming out of any one, but it didn't start off with everything going to everything else in NAs where it couldn't flow. But yes. So yeah, it can also take other distance functions. So if I put in max, for example, that's the max of the row and the column difference is the equivalent to allowing you to take diagonal steps. So you can get to 7 in 1 step and Y in 2 steps and so on. Anyway, that's all neither here nor there. An option to include headers, so just item, address, and distance, or if there's not an origin and a distance function, then item, address, and RCREF. Okay, so 2.5 things I want to be able to add to this. I'm not sure I'm going to do the nearby only option because I've used this on the void from Harry's spreadsheet as a nightmare, and I feel like the maps are probably not going to get any bigger than that, and it still runs quite fast on that, so I'm not too worried about that. So the idea of the nearby only option is kind of inspired by Hayden. His closest on map lambda, which is kind of the equivalent of this, has an option to say I'm only interested in things that are within a 10 by 10 square, and so it'll kind of grab that sub area first, and then only operate on that, and it can make it more efficient. But like I said, mine is pretty fast anyway, so I think I'm not going to worry about that. But I do want to add in filters, optional filters for contents and for distance, so that you can say I'm only interested in Ys, or I'm only interested in Ys that are within 2 steps, or something like that. So let's edit. And then, of course, the question if I filter is, what do I do if there's no match? And I think the answer is I will just let it return an error, because that's as helpful a thing to pass on to other functions as anything else. I'm also just going to get rid of headers. Okay, so there's my main sort. And then down here I include headers, so I'll just do it here. So we'll do main filter. And okay, sorry. So I want to have Where am I going to put them? I guess I'll put them at the start, at the end, I mean. So how do I want to word this so I'll actually understand myself? I think I'm going to say must contain and max dist. Okay. Then I'm going to say if is omitted must contain times is omitted max dist, then just return main sort. Otherwise, we're going to filter main sort. And so I want the first column to be one thing, and I want the last column to be another thing. And I realize I could theoretically introduce a contradiction by having a max dist, but not having a start address text or a distance function. But I think I'm not going to do error capture there. I'm just going to say use the function right stupid. Okay, so we're going to filter main sort where take main sort. Sorry, I'm going to say if is omitted must contain, then one, otherwise take main sort first column equals must contain, close the if, I guess then I don't need this, and then basically the same thing for if is omitted max dist, then take main sort last column has to be less than or equal to max dist. That closes the if, close the filter, close the other if, comma. I think we're good. Okay. Oh, no, hang on, sorry. So I made my main filt, but then I didn't use main filt. So I should use main filt over here. Main filt. I have to use it here and here. Okay. So now if I'm only interested in things that are no more than whatever, no more than 2 diagonal steps from B2, then I get this. So let's see, 2 diagonal steps. So this 2 is gone, yes, and this 6 is gone. Good. And then if I said I'm only interested in y's, it only gives me y's, and if I say I'm only interested in y's at the distance of at most 1, it gives me that. Cool. So I guess the obvious test cases for this are either census or oh, also does this variable name is called start address text, but there's no reason that that shouldn't be able to be a row column reference either. So let's just check on that. If I'm going to start it. Yeah, so it's 2RC. Okay, so then let's just say if is number start address text, then start address text, otherwise 2RC ref. Fine. Save lambda. So then if I were to say row column of this, put that in here. Yes, good, it works the same. That is what I want. Okay, so now the 2 obvious cases to test this on are either almost there or census. Census, I think it's 2024, road to Las Vegas, toward the end. Maybe battle 7? No, that's left-handed. 6. Simple case, no, later. 8. Treasure hunt, was it the last one? Oh no, there were 10 that year. Oh yeah, there it is, battle 9. All right, census, case and answers. There's something about how far apart is each pair of cities? No. Population density in the box? No. Have I got a lambda to keep track of / search through my lambdas? No. I have a macro that just lists out every lambda and the formula text, which is what I use when I need to figure out like what depends on this lambda, that kind of thing. Okay, yes, this is the one I'm thinking of. This one's actually a little more complex than just getting what's in range, but okay, well it gives me the names of the cities, so good enough. So so then I'll say MP. Oh yeah, this is the weird one where the row labels were not offset, so I'm just going to shunt that up so that row 1 and column 1 are in fact in row 1 and column 1. Okay, so then I want to text split this on a comma. I want to multiply that by hstack m and 1. I have not imported my lambdas, so that doesn't mean anything. There we go. Wait, the row, yes, the row number, column number, that's right. So some of those. Then I want to map RC. Did I already name it? Yes, I did. Start address text is that, and it's not text anymore, which I should fix, but never mind. Distance function is some square, or actually no, I have the pythag, which does the square rooting as well. Include headers, no, must contain no, max dist is 6. And that gives me Sunville, Waterbury, Middle Junction, and Northwood. Sunville, Middle Junction, Northwood, and Waterbury. Hooray! Okay, so I'm going to say that works. Now I just want to change start address text to just be start address. So let's, oops, oh, I just hit import lambdas, which imports them into the file I'm already in, so that's not a good move. Edit lambda. So I just want to change this. st add. Okay, and save lambda. All right, so I haven't done the only operate on a nearby area, but I'm going to say that's okay. The rest of that is done. Okay, allocation. Right. Let's grab the docs of Valparaiso so to remind me what I'm actually doing here. I have a sense, but not totally sure. Okay, that is regional competitions, Chile. Stop beeping at me. Was round 2. Case and answers. Not this one. Yes, this was the one. Is that? Tribal code and mix, fine. Okay, none of the examples actually show what I'm trying to remember, but anyway, fine. All right, so at some point in this you have, let's just wrap these. So we've got, oops, sorry, I included the critical cargo, didn't mean to do that. So you've got various different amounts of different things. There's extra rules here about like things that can't go on ships together and all that stuff, but that's not the relevant piece here. The relevant piece is there are some things that can be put together. So I don't know, maybe cellulose and salmon can go on the same ship. And so if a ship comes along with whatever, 80,000 capacity, then you'll use the first 68,000 on this, and then you'll use some more on this, and then use more until you've filled it up. So let's just say we've got, for simplicity, we'll just say everything can be taken on. I think the logic is just max of that minus that and 0 will tell us what's left, and then this minus this will tell us what we took for that. Yeah, so this is the allocation I'm looking to get to. So you'd put your first 68,000 In other words, you take all of this, you take all of this, and then you take as much of this as you have room left for. And this is the way we're going to get to it. So I guess I will, I'll mark that as input, and I'll call it, I don't know, to allocate. And I'll call this, and there, I'll call it capacity. Mark that as an input too. So then I want to scan from here through here, lambda AEV max of A minus V 0. Cool. And then I guess I'm going to let A be that, and I want, or actually, let's take advantage of robot. So remaining, and then allocated. So this is going to be, I can shift. Oh, I don't have my lambdas. All right, bring in my lambdas. I can shift this. I want to go down one row, and I want to pad with this. Yes. And then from that, I'm going to take away this. Happy days. Okay, so then I want to generate lambda statement. I'm going to make up some time on this one, hopefully. So the name to allocate does not seem right. What the heck do I want to call this? I mean, this is really the one that is to allocate. So there's, I don't know, I'll call this containers. Containers. And I'll call this one to allocate. That makes more sense. Okay, so then we scan from to allocate through containers. Yeah, looks good. And then we will save lambda and call this. The naming is really important with this because if I don't name it right, I will not remember it. So part of me is tempted to name it FIFO because that's one context where you could use it, or just allocation. I think I'm just going to call it allocate, but with some hesitance. All right, so then we'll bring that back over here. Let's use the existing shift. Cool. Okay, that was quick. Okay, this is one that has been bubbling on my mind. I don't know if Hayden is here at the moment, but Hayden has pointed out on a couple of my videos recently that when he sees me using pick, my baby, my new function that does all the lookups, that it's not obvious that it's really a time saver, which I think is right. But part of it is I think it probably looks more convoluted to other people than it does to me because I'm used to all the different options. So having to do, comma 1, comma 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma whatever, doesn't seem as weird to me. But part of it is that I designed it with sort of use cases in mind. So what I want, this is probably going to involve going like asking Gemini for some VBA or something, or maybe I'll be able to do it with the macro recorder. But what I want is, I want something that will name a table, first of all, like just the most basic thing, because the regular control T doesn't do that. It just calls it table 1, and that's terrible. And I usually want my table to just be called one letter. But also because of pick and other things, I regularly want a name for the whole table. So like, let's just ABC, and let's do round array, 5 rows, 3 columns, 1 to 10, integer. Lambda robot for the win. Indeed, it's a beautiful thing. Now I think if I control T, I'm still using monkey tools. Oh, it has gone back to table though. Hooray for that. So let's call it T and say OK. So that's already better, but I'm probably going to override that with something new. But anyway, so if I want to use pick, import lambdas. If I want to use pick in the way that I used to use TLOOKUP, then I have to point to the whole table, and then I could say whatever I'm interested in, 4 and B from 1 and 1. And that would give me the 7. That is the intersection of the 4 here and the B there. but this hash all, or similarly, if I just said I want to pick from T, but I want my column headers to be T / headers, that would achieve the same thing, but again, that's convoluted to write. So what I want is, at the time that I'm naming the table, I also want to name this TA for table all, copying my notation from Bo as I often do, and TH for T headers. I just want to check how those names appear in the name manager, because yes, they are based on the table. So in other words, if I add another column here, my TH has expanded and my TA has expanded. That's good. But then the other thing that I want to do is I want to generate a table-specific pick function, which I think I'm going to imaginatively name PA. So what is that going to be? It's going to be, so I'm going to want to, obviously I'm going to give it the table as the default. The column header, I'm going to give it the TH. And then, oh yeah, and then the row header, I want to give it a default but overwritable column number. So Harry says the C# compiler I made to fight you auto-creates C# classes with helper functions similar to what you're doing here, based for tables and on maps. I hope we get a good case for it soon. Ooh, I would love to see that. So also has strong typing. I don't know if that's a good thing. Typing causes headaches for simple Excel users who are used to being able to just throw a string into something that's expecting a number and have it converted to a number. But maybe. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So obviously part of the inspiration for this was Eric's generate table lookup lambda command. And what does that do? So you run it when you're in one column. I think you can be in multiple columns, but for now, when you're in one column of the table, and it generates a function for every other column of the table. So for instance, t.b, where what you feed it is, what are you looking for in column A? So for instance, I could say I'm looking for 1 in column A, and it'll return B. So for example, I used this on thingy thing. I used this on JJ's power gaming case, where you had, a monster table with whatever HP and damage and well, crucially, and a monster name and other things. And so I could just do something like m.hp of name, and it would look up that name in name, returning from HP. So the idea here would be, we'd say pick TA. The row slice would be by default, let's say 1 if column 1 is the primary key, but hopefully I can set it up in such a way that that it'll pick up from what I'm doing. The column slice is, sorry, not the row slice, the row header should be 1. Overwritable. The column header should be TH, doesn't need to be overwritable. And then I think basically all the other options theoretically might want to stay in. But everything should be optional. So the default should be, yeah, default should be, if either of these is omitted, we just return the whole thing. All right, so let's stop overthinking and make it. So pick, first of all, I want to get the list of arguments from pick. Edit lambda. So here is the enormous list of arguments from pick. So now I'm going to write a function that is lambda of all of these parameters except the ones that I want to take away, and it's going to be pick of all of these parameters except the ones that I want to take away. Okay, so now I don't want an array input because the array is always going to be TA. I don't want a column header input because the column header is always going to be TH. Oops, sorry, not there. I do definitely want a row slice, but here I'm going to say if omitted row slice, then colon, which is just, that is the list slicer for everything. And likewise, if omitted call slice, then that. The row header will be if omitted row header, then 1, but this will be some value to be set based on where I am in the table when I do this. TH is good. And then I don't think I need to change any of these except that I need to take the square brackets out over here. Were we ever going to column filter? Yes, we could column filter. We might be interested in like everything that starts with speed or something. Row last first, rarely use that, but you never know. Column last first, you never know. And orient. Okay. So let's give that first nothing. Does that? Yes, that echoes the whole table. That's good. Except, do I want to include the headers? No, I think I want to say the row slice, if omitted, should be from 2 on, so I don't include the headers. And actually, I suppose I could just achieve that by doing that, couldn't I? I would achieve the same thing. Okay. So then, if I gave it a row slice like 4, then it would give me everything from there. If I gave it a column slice like C, it would give me everything from there. And if I gave it 4 and C, it would give me the intersection of 4 and C, which is good. Now, if I give it 2, it will give me just the first one. If I give it 2, but also tell it, oh yeah, I'm going to need to save lambda as, I'm going to very imaginatively name this PA. Sorry, PA, no, I meant to name it PT. PA, edit, PT. So the idea is all my table pick functions would just be P followed by the single letter name of the table. So now if I did that but made it last to first, what do I even put in there? 1? No, -1? Yes. That would give me the 6. Okay. Could have an argument for looking up rows based on the first column. What? Sorry, I'm not sure what you mean. So there's the option to override. You can look up based on a different column here. So the idea would be that you'd select, like, do I still have docs of Valparaiso open? Yeah. So here, for example, if I set it up here, I would set it up using this one, because the model name is used most often, but then in the last level you sometimes have to use the model ID. So if I had, I guess I can just do the same thing. Let's do, make this table. Let's name this, sorry, I gotta name the table T, and name the whole thing TA, which actually, maybe I didn't end up using that, I'm not sure. Name this TH. Then I should be able to bring in, not from here, but from here. So I'm going to copy all of that, bring it over here. Except the one thing I want to change here is the default behavior for the row header should now be 2. So in other words, you're looking in column 2 by default. And then we'll save lambda, and we'll call it PT. So now, if I want to PT for, I don't know, handy size, and I'm interested in size, there it is. Or if I just want handy size, tell me all about it. Tells me all about it. But then let's say I'm interested in DBS1, then I can put that there, sorry, in quotes, and that will fail. But then if I say, oh, but I want that in column 1, then it'll work. I'm not totally sure I understand, but anyway. Then the other option is that I think I set this up so that I can say, let's say I'm interested in dry bulk medium. Then I could say I want dry bulk medium on columns 3 and 4, and I want to filter. And there it is, all the dry bulk mediums. I think this, as opposed to the full pick that does a lot of things right by default. Oh, sorry, yeah, that is not something that will ever match unless you, fine, it's Newcastle Max. That seems promising. I'd love it if there was a way, hands up if anybody knows of one, I would love it if there was a way to get an autocomplete, like how if I type T, I get an autocomplete for these. And I guess I could just do that and then delete the T, but it's inelegant, and then I have to wrap it in that and whatever. But it could work, but I'd love a better way to do that. I mean, I could just know the number. 5. Yeah, that works. Don't know. Love something to do that better. Anyway. Okay. So, So let's go ahead and convert this back to a range. Actually, I'm just making a new table. Same values, fine. Okay, so then, well, let's start with the basics. Record a macro for this, and we'll say Alt-HT. Do that. Okay. Then make that whatever B, and make this this be. Sorry, not there, but over here. Where am I? Oh, sorry, up here. Yes. Make this be BA. Oh, I love them both. Your macro can add. Oh, that's an interesting idea. Risky. I'd have to clean them up afterwards, but that's an interesting idea. I have to think about that. So that's BA, and this is BH. And then I'm going to take all of this down as far as here and put something in the name manager, which I will call PB for pick B. And it will be all of this, except my God, will I ever be able to navigate to fix the references in here? Maybe. I'll get there eventually. Okay, that one I'm going to have to change later, but I'll have to get that from a different context, so that's fine. That's fine. Pick from B. Wait, no, I must have passed BH. If omitted, yes, there it is, BH. Is that it? There's the only, yes. Okay, so we'll say okay to that, close, and then we'll stop the recorder and see what we got. Lots of, that's a different thing. Where are we? Book 3 modules here. Okay, so just cut out all the dross. I've just been linking straight to the ranges each time. Oh, Harry, you're a monster. Okay. ActiveSheet.list objects.add Excel source range. Ooh, that's hard coded. I don't love that, but anyway, I'm sure there's a way to fix that. And oh, look, it has the name right there. So it could have just fixed it right from the start. Okay, anyway. So this needs to be a user input. This needs to be detected. This isn't anything. This is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. This is irrelevant. Okay, this is adding the names. Okay. Comment. We don't need a comment. Okay. So then I basically just need this. Right. So table setup. So I'm going to need name as string. I'm going to need key column as integer. Okay, so hang on. Maybe a macro one should be illegal. Yes, well, if you put something in the macro recorder and then don't change it, you're gonna have all kinds of problems. So sorry, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I was going to just put a bunch of stuff here and then Alt TMR and Control Shift A. No, what? Isn't it? Okay, Control Shift 8. Let's see if it captured that. Selection of current region. Hooray! Okay, stop. Okay, so then can you do address? I don't know. As you can see, I don't actually write VBA very often. Yes, you can. Hooray! Okay, so then I'm gonna replace this with this. Okay. I don't have any idea what this argument is doing. I should probably look up what I'm doing, but anyway. All right, let's very briefly name range for combined name range for combined data from tables that I can update. Yeah, I don't know. No easy slam dunk suggestions there. List object stuff add. Excel list source type indicates the kind of source for the query. Or the options. Fine. So Excel source range is just, it should always say Excel source range. Done. No further questions, Your Honor. Okay, then the range, and then what else? What other arguments does it have? Source, so a range object, fine. Link source, optional, indicates whether an external, no external anything. Object has headers, should be yes, it is, good. Destination, nope, don't need that. Table style name, yeah, I don't care. Okay, good. So that's that line dealt with. So then the name equals name. Okay, then we're going to add a name which is name and a, and that refers to, can I do this? I think I can. Have to make sure I don't ever use a name that is not valid, which again, I was using this for somebody else, error checking galore, but it's me, and it's for competition, so I think I'm only going to ever use single character names. I guess I might have to avoid C, maybe R. Okay, well, I'll keep that in mind until I forget completely, whatever, who cares. Okay, then here, same again, name and that, and refers to okay, and this and name refers to oh, this is going to go on forever. Okay. Here we are. Example table of data A, B, and C. I have a new table that provide values A, and letter D. Oh, right, name from above. Yeah, so Control Shift F3, name from above is great. I've seen Bo use it to great effect, but the challenge with that is you want it to grow if the table grows. So if you refer to something as like t square bracket blah blah blah, then if you add more columns to the table, calculating other things that you need as you go along, then it'll get you those as well. Okay, so I think that's that. And I just realized I have this in completely the wrong place because this should go in my Excel esports macros file. So let's open that up. Thank you, Anders, who I stole the color stuff from. Oh, look at that. I haven't even named my modules. Terrible, terrible. Translate from PT. I never really used that. So this is just the kind of general stuff, I guess. Rename somewhere. Okay. I can do it down here. General. This is color stuff. Which I spell like an American now. And then I want a new module. And actually no, I don't need a new module. This should just go in. This should just go in the general stuff. Right. So now, where did I put it? Here it is. Where are we? No, that's not the right place. That's not the right place. Here it is. Okay. Okay. I think that's basically what I want. Now I need to make it a robot command. Let's do this. So there is a, I'm trying to think what, oh yeah, if I keep columns of array, that's the one. If I look at this, I think this will show me the syntax for column number within thingy thing. Selected column indices in spilling range. Y'all, perfect. Oh, no, in spilling range. No, that's not actually perfect. Okay, hang on. Okay. What do I want to do here? I want to add a command. I want to add a macro command. The macro expression is this one. Wait, oh, why is that called module 1? Hang on, stop. What? Oh, right, that's probably still the kind of permanent name of it. That's fine. So this one, I think, table name, simple. And all right, for now, let's just do them both this way. Key call, but then I think there's a way to get this one automatically. Okay. So it's going to be generate, create, generate, make. God, I don't know. Make table with pick function. Why on earth is that in book 3? Wait, hang on, have I? Ah, I see. It is looking at the other copy of that thing, not the one I meant. So there's esports macros. So then I need, it's okay, all right. So sorry, what, table name and key call. Okay, let's try that first. So we're going to make table with pick function. Yes. It's going to ask me for the table name. I'll just pick one I haven't used yet. We'll go with D. And the key column, let's make it 2. Bother. Module 1 was not found. Okay, hold on. Okay, now my Excel is not responding. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Not this. Yes, this table setup. And this, I made the proper name be general. Okay. And I guess I just need to make it general. Hang on. Okay, with pick function, edit. Then why is it offering me the other thing in the dropdown? I'm not sure about that. Can I change this to general? I think I can. Okay. Not totally sure if that'll work, but let's give it a try. So we'll go with D again, and we'll go with 2. That looks better. So this, and it won't show up, but if I go DH, that is header is good. If I go DA, that is everything. Great. And then if I go PD, it gives me everything. Good. If I go PD, so I'm on by default I'm on column B, so I do PD. Ooh, that's not good. Huh? Huh. That's odd. Why is that? So let's see if I force it to row header 2, then it behaves. But I must be trying to use this as a number. But why is it doing that if row header is not omitted in this context? I don't think I'll often be picking by numbers, but I want it to work for that. So headers, if is omitted headers, blah 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 blah. So headers is not omitted. It is less than max dim. Yeah, let me just look at this for a second. Edit lambda. Did it do this right? That's still a 1. That's the bloody problem, because I haven't changed that to be key call. Okay, oops. Totally different mistake than I thought. All right. If omitted, here we are. That and key call and that. And is that how I did? Yes, key call. Okay, good. Fine. So let's try again. Yet another name. It doesn't matter where I am for this bit because I haven't fixed that yet, but make table with pick function. We'll call this one Q just to mix it up. Key call is 2. So now if I say pick Q, gives me everything. If I say pick Q of 10, gives me that. Beautiful. If I say pick Q of D, oh, sorry, that has to be the column. That works. D is not a very exciting column to pick, but okay. And if I say pick Q of 10 and D, that works. And let's say that this was CB and CD and CD. Then could I say C and column filter? No, really? Oh, sorry, not filter. Column contains. So I guess regex would work. There we go. 10, 6, and 0. Yes. Okay, so that's good. So now I just need to get it to tell me what. So what can I use for that? Actually, generate table lookup lambdas might work. Edit. Edit. Me. Might be making making my computer mad. Too much going on. Let's see. It is plugged in at least. That's good. Battery. The battery's fine. Okay. Sorry. Or the generate table lookup lambdas. F2. There we go. Oh, just uses active cell and selection. Oh. So then it must work out the location of the active cell itself, which I guess shouldn't be that hard to do, to be fair. So let's see, lambda robot here. Wait, it would help if I looked at what commands that I actually used, then I could find it. Edit. Mod table lookup lambda. Okay, generate table lookup lambdas. So modules, mod table lookup lambda. Oh wait, maybe this isn't a lambda robot, this might be a formula robot thing. Mod table lookup lambda, there we go. Generate table lookup lambdas. No table or fill range, fine. Realizing, as I have before, as I get into looking at the robot code, that it is significantly more advanced code than I usually write. It might not be a good use of time to make you watch me do this, but table true, table name, data range with header, yes, inside name range, fine. Current name is names, current name is find name, named range for subcell. Okay. It must have to call it with stable table name valid header, no. I don't know. I will figure that out later, but that is too complicated for me to dive into now. Takes in two ranges, you just need to set those, right? Yes, but I'm not looking to use that actual one. But yeah, okay, so fine. Let's make it use active cell, I guess. And I can modify. Okay, so, and actually, I don't even need to, it doesn't need a second argument in that case. I can just not that one. I want the version that's in menu place. Esports, macros, general. Okay, so let's just ditch this. Then so let's just, if I'm here and I say selection of current region dot column, that is 1. And if I do it again, that's 3. Okay, good. So then I think I just want active cell dot column minus selection of current region dot column plus 1. That would say you're in the second column. That would say you're in the third column. Yeah, fine. Overcomplicating things. All right. Active cell plus 1. Boom. So I've already got rid of key calls. That's fine. Bingo. Put it in brackets. I don't think that's necessary, but just to be safe. All right. So that's good. Now I just want to get rid of book 3. Let's kill that, because that might be confusing. Oh, sorry, this is book 3. Don't bother. Fine, just take this out of book 3. New book, plonk it there. Kill book 3, because if the command is linked to book 3, then I don't want that. Okay, so now I need to edit that generate table. No, where's my... Oh yeah, so I probably had it in the wrong place. Well, never mind. Right, let's just call it make table. Make table with fixed function. It is still there. Okay, sorry. Sorry, cancel. Some changes have already been applied. Whoops. Yeah, might need to think about that. But no, I don't think I need. Right, so edit. and we just need to get rid of key call. Okay, so that's good. So now let's make table with pick function. Table name is t. Go back to my usual since I don't have anything else in here. Then I want to pt of everything. No. Really? Okay, I got the 2 right. Got t, th. Did it not name the table? It did. Supposed to name it. Did I break something else in the middle? Not obviously. Okay. Someone pointed out to me recently that opening in Excel labs can be an easy way to spot mystery name errors. So let's open advanced formula environment. Oh, right. Pick and if omitted are the name errors because I haven't imported my lambdas into this workbook. Okay, better. Cancel lambda edit. That was silly, but also fine. Okay, so then, sorry, where was I? So PT of 10, that works. 10 and C star with a wildcard is 2. Yes. Okay, cool. And then if, let's say I want 4, but I want it from column 1, 478. Yeah, cool. Okay, I am happy with that. Close that down. No, I don't need array robot open at the moment. This has to be saved and can be closed. This can be closed. Okay, cool. All right. Pick option to curry 1 argument. Yeah, this I saw Bo doing this with his IDEX, which is sort of his equivalent of my pick. So I think it was on Power Gaming, so it's something like monster, HP damage, what, I don't know, dice, and A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, doesn't matter, 7, 8, 9. So the way mine works is I can say pick of this, and that returns a function that is expecting arguments like 1 and HP, or actually, sorry, that won't work because I haven't specified headers, but 1 and 1, or 3 and 3 and everything. Or if I specify the headers, like row header 1, column header 1, then I could say I'm looking for A and anything starting with D. If I also made that A2. So I can do that, and this basically, if I leave out the row and column slice arguments, I get a function that is only expecting 2 arguments. That's just a little easier to work with. So, for example, in the inner workings of scan by call, I use that where I can just say, equals v of 1 to grab the first argument from a vector. But what I'd seen Bo do was specify A, and he put something, maybe it was 0 or something like that there, and that returns a function that is just expecting this argument. And so he could have a function that is the monster B function as an interim calc somewhere. So, whatever, let f be pick of this B 0, something like that. And then he could say, f of 1 minus f of 2 plus f of 3, etc. Just easier than having to put a B with each of these. So now I'm trying to think through how the heck I can do that. So, let's bring up pick. I think it's just a relatively easy thing, because 0 is not a valid input for pick. So like in index, you give it 0 if you want to match every row or every column, but in mine you give it a colon as the kind of open slice if you want to do that. And so 0 could be my kind of curry one argument, but not the other. So here I say if both the row and the column slice are omitted, then I call the function with no arguments. If they are not both omitted, then I call it on the row slice, the column slice. So here I think I could say if, let's say, row slice, oh, I hate the non-autocomplete and optional arguments. So I want if it is not omitted and it is 0 times row slice equals 0. And it's safe to assume I would never do both 0, because that's just back to this case where they're both arguments to come. So then it would be lambda row slice pick no slice args, row slice, and call slice from the outer function. If, on the other hand, the column slice is not omitted but 0, then I want lambda of call slice, or coleslaw, whatever, and that. Otherwise, I want this, and then I want to close an extra if and another extra if. I think that's it. And the brackets are right anyway. There's a problem. Oh dear. What's the problem? Lambda? You don't like lambda? What's wrong with lambda? Oh, wait, sorry. That. What's wrong with lambda? Which presumably means I did the same thing down here. Yes, because I'm stupid. Okay. So that. So then if I call that on this and A and 0, and then I call that on column 2, no, bother. It does give a function. That doesn't work. Index could not convert A to a number. What? Why is index trying to convert A to a number? Oh, because I haven't specified the headers. So the row header has to be 1. Yes, I think that worked. So then 3, give me 4, yes. And if I give it column headers as this, then I should be able to say HP. Yes. And damage. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. Not obviously beautiful at this point, but I think that it will be beautiful. So let's save lambda. So, oh, what? No, what? I want it to be the lambda. Oh, right, sorry. It's freaking out over save lambda because I have got lots of currying weirdness going on here. So get rid of all that and then save lambda. Whew. Okay. So now if I say let whatever MB be pick from here, row slice is B, column slice 1, column slice is 0, row header, column header. Then I want MB of 2 plus MB of damage. Oh, look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that. Oops. This is great. Okay, cool. that's that done. Okay, now comes the big one. Okay, I think I'm going to grab Warcraft for this one because it's just a good example to use it on. So where do I need to go? I need to go FMWC 2024, MEWC, finals, Vegas cases, and Warcraft. Okay, full disclosure, I budgeted everything else for 60 minutes and have taken an hour and a half. I budgeted this for 60 minutes. Who's to say? I did write the original LAMBDA in not much different from 60 minutes. Tim heard you like lambdas, so we put lambdas in his lambdas to make lambdas. Anyway, okay. So let's grab an example. Maybe I should have picked a less complicated case, but anyway, it's fine. Actually, why don't I just start from one of my things that actually already has Warcraft working? That might be a smarter approach. So, oh my god, yeah. I love this. I'm looking at my Warcraft folder, and I'll pull it up and show you. It's got, wow, video attempt 2, video attempt 3, video attempt debug plus finish. This was so hard. Video solve final. I made so many false starts on this one because I was determined to try to, solve it within a reasonable amount of time on a video. Anyway, fine. All right, so let's find one. That one's a little too complicated. This might be a good one. Goes the other way. Cumulative gold. Okay, I seem to have done that one a different way. No, these are all scannable. I remember there being something. Oh, maybe I have to do this one. Oh, I'm not sure I want to. No, this isn't. None of these are quite what I had in mind. Maybe it was this one. You could pick. Harry says you could pick an easier case with similar fighting mechanics like Clash on Titan. Harry, have I mentioned that you're some... No. Anyway, okay. Okay, this one looks like a candidate. Okay. Are there new inputs as we go on? I don't remember. Yes, there's the order of the party. Okay. Fine. I think this one is a candidate for being solved by scan by call. So the question is, can I cause that to happen? I think I can. Okay. So this is the boss starting. Right. I want to change the layout a bit here. I can't decide if this is too complicated an example. I think maybe it is. I'm just going to go with a more canned example. Okay. So what do I want? I don't know. I don't know. Let's go with the golden XP theme. And let's say we have some quests. And I don't know. Q1A, Q2B, Q3C, and let's do. It'll do. So quest, gold, XP. No, this is This is too simple. Arrgh. What's a good case to use for this? I'm trying to think. This is why I should plan my live streams a little bit better. Maybe I'll use. I'm gonna go back to WoW. Talk myself out of it. Talking myself into it again. Okay, but let's do the resources one. Okay. So this one, yes. Okay, so you have to mine a certain amount of a mineral. Yeah, I think this is a good one to go with. So, and you don't get XP for this, right? You just get gold. Final gold, final silver. Yes, fine. No XP. Okay, so then I want a list of all the minerals and that will all start off at 0. Then my input for a given week is going to be, I'm just going to vstack. So each week I mine something. So I have an amount and a mineral that I mine. And the idea is that I add that, and actually let's just transpose this while I'm at it, because I find it easier to think of it that way. So okay. So then I've got amount, mineral, gold. My gold starts off at 0. And then I also have dates. How will I handle the dates? I guess I will do it this way. So this is the date you start mining. So then I think it's just going to be a sequence of 5 starting at this and in steps of 7. Those are my dates. Okay, so then it's going to be in the style of scan by call. I'm going to write a function that takes this as the previous position, that takes this as the input for that week, and that figures out what is the new position of this, possibly with some other calcs. Okay, so first I'm just going to write that kind of longhand. So let's do prev amt is just going to be the previous amount of whatever mineral we're starting with. So that's going to be xlookup this mineral in here, returning from here, which is 0, obviously. Then my new amount is going to be that plus that. Then my sold is going to be floor.math of this by 20. Kept is going to be this minus this. Keep moving things over. Sale, just call price, is going to be, where is it here? What's this table called? Or price, imaginative name. So this should just be pick. I don't have pick, import my lambdas. Pick from or price. Terrible joke. Terrible joke. Okay, so the row slice is going to be the date. Get this out of the way so we can actually see what we're doing. The column slice is going to be the mineral. The row header is going to be column 1, and the column header is going to be or price hash headers. Cool. So then my ending gold is going to be this plus that. Sorry, no. Gonna be starting gold plus the price times number sold divided by 20. And then, can I do this all in one? Interesting question. Let's try. We're going to say if this equals this, then it's the amount kept, otherwise it's the old amount. So we get 11.76 gold and 19 copper left over, and hopefully that will be confirmed here somewhere. Oh, sorry, we sell it. Yes, I remember this. We sell it at the end of the week. So my dates need to be this plus 6. Okay, so now we sell at 0.22. Yes, so we get hopefully 10.78. Yes, and we keep somewhere. Yeah, we keep 0.95 stacks. We keep 19 units. Fine, good. And so then if I didn't lock things. Okay, fine. So this one stays locked. Okay. Really, this should be down here to line up with the right ones. Okay. So then I get 65.24, and I did have a starting gold, so that won't match, but 65.24 plus this, plus 65.24, does that match? 122.49. No, might. Bother. Okay. Okay, so why don't we just make the right starting number for gold? That'll make some of this easier. So then 68.03, yes. Oh, right, you stop at some point. Yes, I remember that. So he stops when he gets to 90 gold. Yes, there it is. And gets rid of 90. Fine, whatever. Okay. So, if this is my A and this is my V, if I can make a lambda that will convert that one into this one, then I can do all this with scan by call. Obviously, it's going to be slow motion this time around, but that's fine. So now the question is, can I pick from multiple headers like that? That is, if I replace with numbers, I can. Okay, so my thought is basically that the inputs to my function will be, they'll be my headers for the accumulator, the initial values for the accumulator, the formulas that calculate the accumulator, the headers for any helper cells, the formulas for any helper cells, the headers for my row input, and the formulas for my row input. And this, there might not be any helper cells in a specific situation. There might not be any row input because it might just be something where you iterate a calculation. So those both need to be potentially omitted. What I'm unsure about is whether I can handle the lookup in part of the headers, but I think I should be able to. Don't know. Okay. So let's just do, let A be this, AH for A headers be this, V can be this, and VH for V headers can be this. Okay. Then I suddenly want a lambda version of index that does range row width column height. It's not unsensible. I guess I could kind of do that with pick. Let's just drop out A for a second. Let's see, can I do that with pick? I think I can. Pick from here. And I want, I don't know, from row 3 to 5, and I want from columns 2 to 4. They're all zeros, so it's not very exciting, but I think it works. Not quite the same as having a height. Anyway, fine. I have enough on my plate. I'm not getting distracted. Okay, so, and actually, sorry, let's let A be pick of this. AHB. Yeah. Okay, so hang on. First, let's move the headers before, because now I want to pick of that with the column headers being AH. Okay. Let's do the same thing here, I guess. VH. And V can be pick from this. With VH. Oh, right, fine. So A of that would return all of A. What? That's not good. Oh, sorry, yeah, because that is a row slice. No, that's okay. Fine. An A of 1, whatever, A of 6, I guess would give me the relevant thing. Okay. So then I want, my next thing is going to be prev amount, and it's going to be defined as this. But now I need to translate that into the language of A and stuff. So prev amount is going to be that. So this is A of 6. Yeah, the headers. God, can I make the headers? Do I want to pick this? It's getting complicated now, but okay. So then I want to pick. Sorry, I don't want to pick. I want AH of 1 to 5. And then here I want A of 1 to 5. Okay, and then it doesn't work. Bother. Why not? What is A of 1 to 5? Going the wrong direction for one thing, but okay, what else? I don't know why this, oh, wait, sorry, A of 6 is totally the wrong thing. I want V of 2. Okay, then give me prev amount. Give me 0. Oh yeah, no, sorry, prev amount is 0, that's good. Okay, the new amount, just that plus that, whatever, fine, okay. So new amount. So the idea is I'm kind of writing this formula longhand to get a sense of the conversion, but the idea is that the function I'm going to write is going to make all this conversion for me. So it's going to be prev amount plus V of 1, new amount, good. Then let sold be floor.math of new amount by 20, give me sold, yes, kept, not leapt, kept, can be new amount minus sold, and should be kept, good. And then price is all this madness. Price, but now this AU 183 is the date, that's V of 3, and AT 183 is V of 2. That works, okay, good. So then my first formula for here is this. Okay, so this is going to be AH of 1, 5 is equal to, what is that? AT is V of 2, AM 183 is what? Oh, is kept. And then otherwise, this is A of 1 to 5. Yeah, no, almost. Oh, hang on. Ah, sorry. Ooh, no, something's not right here. That equals that, then kept otherwise A of 1 to 5. Why is it giving me, are there only, no, there are, why is it giving me 6 columns? It's getting dark here now, I guess I can open the blinds up again. Where the heck's the cable go? Boom. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Do-do-do-do. Alright, something's not right here, so I'll just call that out for a second and give me what? Okay, so that's slicing the wrong dimension. Okay, there we go. But then, is it orienting it? I don't want it like that. Okay. Oh yeah, that is what the orient option that I never ever 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 use is for. Try that. Yes, hooray. Okay. In which case, I need to do the same thing here. Orient. And I guess I need to do it for all of these. Okay, so this is going to be pick from this. And this is going to be VH of okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So then this can be out. No, god damn it, you got big again. Oh, right, because this now does not need to go there or there. Yes, good. Okay, so then my other formula here is, oh, this one is A of 6 plus sold times price over 20. A of 6 plus sold times price over 20. Yes. Okay. So then, I guess I think what I want is need A and V to go in here. Got the header definitions can stay. So yeah, I need to convert this into a lambda, but what are the inputs to the lambda? So the A headers just stay, the V headers just stay. And then let me just take a look at scan by call for a second. Does that already? Yes, it already orients. That's good. It does not allow for headers. It'd be better to be able to have headers, but I haven't actually used headers anywhere here. So let's just say for now we take that out. Does that break anything? No. And if we take this out, That also doesn't break anything. It would make it easier to read them though. So if I undo that and undo that, for example, where I say v of 2, I could say v of mineral. No, you didn't like that. What? Really? Mm. Oh, sorry, I guess I need to give the column slice mineral. Is that what it wants? No. Right? It's getting confusing now. Okay, VH. Found mineral date, yes. And that is the column header, yes. What I want it to be? Yes. So then if I have V of mineral, why is that returning everything? That's that does not seem right. Pull this out for a second. I call that with a column slice of mineral. No. That's irritating me. Unless maybe if I do that and that. That works. Okay. Right, I guess I don't want it to be the column header or columns. Okay, fine. I understand now. So these A and V are both one-dimensional, and therefore I should be putting arguments in the row slice, because that's the way I set pickup. So now, not there, but this way, yes, we have mineral, it's copper. You are correct, Eric. That pick lambda has a lot of parameters, but most of them don't get used much. And yeah, there's a lot of pairs, row and column, row and column, row and column, row and column. It's not as crazy as it looks, I think. Anyway, okay, so now, so I might need to modify scan by call to be able to give it, how on earth would I do that? So what I want to be able to do is put something in here. I guess I could just put that on the outside. That's fine, isn't it? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. So then I want A headers and V headers. Okay, so call optional arguments by name rather than by position only. Call optional arguments by name. Oh, yeah, that would be nice actually. That would be very handy to be able to understand what he meant. But so like in VBA, if you call a function like pick and it has a bunch of arguments, you can comma along to the one you want to put, or you can put something like, you know, orient find equals blah 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 blah, which Excel does not do, but that would be interesting. Okay, so then if all A, then we pick from A headers, blah blah blah. Pick Y. What is Y? Yeah, so then that has to be V headers. Okay. Okay. So, almost there, but I am not quite there. All right, so I guess it would be better to rename all these numbers. Mineral, nah. That still works. And sorry, I don't want V mineral, I want out. And that still works, cool. So that's V of amount. That's V of amount. V of mineral. Sorry, that's not amount, that's date. Still working good. That's V of mineral. This is, oh, now, AH of, can I do this? No, I can't even do that, can I? That wouldn't even make any sense. That's tricky. Mineral, A of 1 to 5, I can do copper to thorium. Although 1 to 5 might be clearer, honestly. A of gold. Does that all still work? Yes. The AH 1 to 5 I can I? I guess I could make this its own column header, or row header. It's a bit of a weird thing to do, but let's try. Then, is there such a thing as AH copper to thorium? Yes, that works. That's cool. I mean, weird, cool. I think the time for needing to say in a certain sense has passed, because if you're watching this live stream almost 2 hours in, then you and I have similar senses of what cool is. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Put that on a new line. Okay. So we've got AH, we've got V, H, we've got A, we've got V. Calculate the interim steps, and then we calculate the output. So then, how exactly do we go about making this a lambda? Oh, the trouble is you're still using AH inside here. I guess that's okay if you have it defined outside. Ooh, this is getting head spinning. Okay, so what do I need to do? It's too much for my poor little working memory to hold in its head. So I'm going to scan by call. My initial value is this. My array input is this. And then my function is where it gets moderately complicated. Okay, first things first, I've got to, oops, no, not what I meant. First things first, I've got to go and update at least the local copy of scan by call so that it takes the header arguments. So that's here, save lambda. Okay, scan by call, that's my row by column. My function I'll come back to, by column I'll come back to reduce all A. So A headers is going to be AH of, and V headers is going to be VH of everything. Okay, so then that's the setup of A and V taken care of. He said, clearly doubting it. Oh, and fix these names. Let's try copper to thorium. If this works first time, it'd be a beautiful miracle. Okay, so we need to let prev map be that, new map be that, sol be that, kept be that, price be that, out be that, and we return output. We close the let. Wait, no, sorry, that was closing the let. So then, the function is going to be lambda a v all that stuff. The let is green, lambda is purple. Ah, fuck. Okay, that's probably grounds for a restart. Hopefully not grounds for completely abandoning the project, but it's not obvious that it isn't. Okay, well, I'm gonna save that. Yeah, sort of. Close it. We can close this. Reducto is not even slightly written yet, but whatever. Close that. Barely even done the setup yet. It is getting complicated. Don't save that. Okay, now let's reopen. I think you're inventing a new programming language at this point, says Harry. I mean, if it works. Pushing the limits, indeed. Now, I have a bad feeling that this like out of memory nonsense is a thing that stays with the file, like some awful nightmare. But let's find out, I guess. Joining the first thing is. Yep, it's not a strong moment. Okay. Calc error. What? Cell formula result is a function. Shouldn't be. Why is it? No effing clue. Okay. What if we do it without the, we can't do it without the headers though, because, kind of could. Conceptually, I'm not sure what is going wrong here that this is returning a function, because scan by call is the final thing. Yes. Scan by call is taking an initial value, which makes sense, an array, which makes sense, a function, which makes sense, and then A headers and V headers. Nothing about this that should be returning a function, but my god, it's going to be a nightmare to try to debug this. I really want it to work though, so all right, well, first things first, let's try the same thing in the simpler version where we just use the bloody numbers, even though I just spent a bunch of time taking all the numbers out. So amount, mineral, and date are 1, 2, and 3. That's 2. That's 3. That's 2. That's 2. Where's... Wait, there it is. 1. See what it says if you give it some parameters. I suppose I could. Probably value error, but... Okay. Yeah, no, it functions all the way down, I'm afraid. I don't know what the hell to make of that. Ugh. Okay, so let's not be fancy with this. We'll just point to the actual headers section. lock. And here we'll just go 1 to 5. Then here again, we'll just point it to the actual header section. And here we'll just go 1 to 5. And here we'll go 6. And then we don't need these. Still a calc error. Anyway, so wait, do I even need these AHs anymore? No. Fine. So they can sod off. In which case it's not a let anymore, it's just a scan by call, which might simplify things. Except it doesn't. Okay, let's just try doing something much simpler. Let's do scan by call of this through these lambda a v I don't know, whatever, a of that plus v of 1. Close lambda, close scan by call. Oh sweet Jesus. This should not be that hard. Oh boy! That wasn't good. I have used this function in normal ways like that a bunch of times. This is not good. I am really determined that this is the last day though, so it'd be such a shame. I had the idea for this function like years ago. Okay, let's go even simpler. Let's just do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Start with A and B, and let's do scan by call of this. Oh wait, sorry, I'm doing scan. I want scan by call. That through that array, the function can be lambda a v. Let's make it a of 1. Sorry, h stack. I'm going to keep it the same size. H stack a of 1 and b of 2 with a of 2 and b of 1. End of h stack, end of lambda, end of scan by call. Oh fucking hell. Alright, something must be wrong with the workbook then. Because scan by call is not that effing bad. Oh god. So now do I attempt to rescue it? I guess I do. Bail it out and take it somewhere else. Ugh. Miserable. Miserable. Alright. We'll give it a try. Give it a try. Well, first thing, let's try scan by call in a clean new file. So once again, AV 1, 2, 3, 4, scan by call. No, by call. This lambda A B A of H stack A of. Take what parameters out? Oh yeah, I did take the parameters back out, or the lack of parameters, but yes. V of 2, A of 2, and V of 1. Works, no problem. Okay. Then I guess let's just bring everything over here. Okay. So I will take all of this. This is all just referencing around within itself, so I think I can probably do this. It might break, but let's give it a try. Yes. Oh, crap. Seriously? Try closing this one down. Does that make it any happier? No, don't keep anything. Oh, well, that's all broken. Bother. Ugh, that's annoying. Alright, gotta go rescue those as values, I guess. Yes, I know, leave me alone, you stupid bloody thing. Alright. Plonk all of those there. Yes, I know, leave me alone. this gold. So yeah, it was just a fixed amount, so that's fine. And everything else kind of works, kind of doesn't. Previous amount. Yep. Oh. C9, what? Okay. Well, let me fix that. Sawed off. Alright. Let's for a second assume that I've rescued enough stuff from there. Is this gonna work now? No. What are we looking up? Oh. Oh, right. I guess they were locked ranges. Ugh, gross. That's annoying. In here, returning from here. And this one needs to be locked. Okay, and we get, yeah, that seems to check out similar to before. Normal for programming, hooray. Oh god, yeah, this, damn it, sorry. Ugh, should have just stored those values. Okay, fine, I'll open up the death file one more time. Yes, yes, leave me alone, leave me alone. I know, it's all terrible. Yes, yes, sod off. Actually, wait, before we, never mind, I've already closed it. Does it have external links? No, hooray. I don't know why anybody is watching this, honestly. Me wandering around in debugging hell. Anyway, let's grab a folder to put this in. Live Lambda Lab Week 9 folder. Let's do it. Okay, so I'm going to save this in there. Call it recover. Hang on, something's not working here. That's okay. So what is not carrying on down here? Something is. That's okay. That's okay. Fine. Just need to lock this. And then we have some, yeah, okay, that looks better. This is rookie debugging hell. Hey, who are you calling a rookie? Okay, so that's recover. I have watched those streams, Harry. Leave them there just in case. Okay, so we'll restart again. We'll just open up recover, and then we'll see what happens. It's at a moment of horror that I might not have copied the formula itself. Oh. I totally didn't. Okay, so I have to open up the death file again. Ugh. Okay, so it's this. Oh, I simplified this. Ugh, never mind. Right, fine, just take this one. Everything's broken. I have to re-reference everything, but whatever. Oh yeah. Ugh. Ugh. Annoying. Okay, fine. Just make the price be one of the inputs as well, I guess. So price can be B of 4. That doesn't work. Of course it doesn't. Okay, price can come along and be one of the inputs. Price. Then expand. Oh yeah, sorry. All of the references have to be fixed. Okay, so A headers is this. And also this. V headers is this. And also this. Scan by call starting from here. Running through this. Oh, and this is not the version that has optional headers, so that means I'm going to have to fix all of these before I can do anything. Bugger. Mineral is 2. AH copper thorium, I'm just going to turn into a regular reference block. A copper thorium becomes 1 to 5. I apologize for how tedious this must be to watch. Quite tedious to do it too, honestly. But oh well. So it's that. Mineral is number 2. Copper thorium is 1 to 5. Sorry, 1 to 5. Go result is 6. And these arguments do not apply. And that means that I also don't need any of this stuff. And I don't need that last closing bracket. There it is! That's what it's supposed to do in the first bloody place. Okay, fine. So it's just something weird with the file. No big deal. Okay. So then... I mean, you're obviously the wise one to use helper cells. But okay, so this is what I want to write from all this stuff. So, all right, for now, I'm going to give up on the dream of having nice headers and just go with numbers, even though that's quite ugly. Ranges is going to be a little tricky, but okay. So, I have a lambda called, wait, have I brought in my lambdas? Oh, no, it was cell, what the hell is it called? There's like one dependent of lambda phi, which is, I don't know, let's bring out lambda phi and look at it. Here it is, cell to text. I know you would, Eric. I know you would. And I usually do as well. Okay. So if it has a formula, give me the formula. If not, if it's a number, give me that. Otherwise, give me that text. Yes, I remember this. Okay. So cell to text of this gives me something. That there's nothing there. I don't know why it even gives me a 0, but whatever. Well, no, I guess keep it for now. And that is something. Okay, fine. And then I also want it here, 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 here. Not there, because I didn't end up using this one. For now, wait, did I? Oh, yeah, I buggered that up. Whoops, never mind. Well, actually, it is relevant. I need this to point to this price. Okay, then not that. Okay. Now let me remember how lambda phi handles the bits that are missing. Let form, text join, blah blah blah. Drop arg list args, yes. Oh, I guess I just handle it by text join. Omitting blanks. If oh, there it is. If names equals no, that won't work for this one. Crud. Okay, so what I was thinking through is basically lambda phi has a thing where it can handle, like if I have one calc here that is, I don't know, sequence 5, and then another calc here that is sequence 5, it will handle knowing that this is all one blob and then the next thing is here, but it's relying on the names to know whether to ignore what's here. Which means that a situation like this, where I have a contiguous block of headers, but I want one formula to calculate it all, is probably not going to work. Which is fine. I think I can just get rid of that. I guess I'll get rid of that. And get rid of this, and then I just need to lock. No comment. I'm definitely doing that. Okay. And then P is locked. So that should reproduce the same thing, but without the... No, it doesn't. What's wrong? What? Oh, right, sorry. Yeah. That 10 is not coming through. Ah, right, because I haven't locked the header row. Because I was afraid of locking, but I must have handled locking some way or another as well. I just don't remember what it was. Okay, well, we'll come to that. That. Ooh, no, not down there. Down to there. Okay, good. It's a little limiting, but I'll live with it. It's fine. Okay. So then, so let's take this one, for example. C8. The headers I'll leave alone. Yes, the headers I can leave alone. P10 is that C9 to G9. Can I do that? Ugh, that's irritating. If I can't, that's a pain in the butt. No, I think I can. Okay, so what I need to build is a table of substitutions. So, for instance, C8 should get replaced with A of 1. And so on down. But I guess what I'm struggling with is I want to be able to replace C9, C9 to G9 with A of 1:5. Is there a clever way to do that? Oh, yes, maybe. Maybe. Yes, possibly with regex. Okay, so let's take addresses of these cells. Let's make a reg pattern out of that. Ooh, it's going to need to be with a break. Start of word, end of word. I think that'll work. So then let pattern be that. Then I want to regex. Let's just try regex extract from here. I want pat and colon and pat. Yes. Okay. So then trouble is I can't just regex replace. Okay. What the heck do I do with this? So I could regex replace. So one option would be something like AAA and AAA $1 colon AAA $2. What? Oh, sorry. Go away. Okay. I think this could work. So the idea would be, oh no, hang on, because the substitute is not going to be a regex, it's going to be, Could be. Okay, so try this. Let's do scan by call. Hang on, sorry. My full table then is going to be addresses of this. These are going to become A and sequence comma 6 and that. So these get replaced with these, and I want to do the same thing here. These get replaced with these. And then okay, so hang on, wait. I want to do a around that. Sorry, around that. Not quite, but close. Then I want quotes there and quotes here. Yes, this is looking better and better. Okay. So first I want to do all that. Then I want to replace AAA with nothing. And then what? Okay, then I want to do all these again. Oh, bother. Sorry. Let's just take all of this and just replace with one sequence comma 6. And I will explain this if it works, but let's just try it first. What? No, that's not good. So I got 6 here and 4 here. And that is, wait, what? Why do I have 11 if I have 6 and 4? Oh, right, because I started too soon. Okay. So from L to U is 10 columns. Ah, I've got from K to U. There we go. Okay, so 1 to 6, 1 to 4. Yes, good. Okay. Careful using AAA, as sometimes the addresses might include A. Well, I'm using regex, which is by default case sensitive, and also addresses never have more than 3 characters, which is why I went with 3 A's. I think that's okay. I mean, I'll also never be using it on a range that goes out that far. I might have a double A, but definitely not a triple. I think I'm okay. So now I want to scan by call from this initial value. Yes, that initial value. Through this array, I want to go by column, and I want to regex replace in A, which I guess means I need all of A, and I want to reduce. The pattern is going to be V of 1, and to replace with is V of 2. You didn't like that. Bother. Oh, first thing, I definitely need to sanitize. So only with what I'm actually, no, if it's just in the replacement, then it should be fine. What is wrong? What is the name error? You don't tell me, but you will tell me if I ask you nicely. A and V. Oh, sorry, because I didn't write lambda AV. That's fine. Lambda AV. Stupid. Okay. Gets me to 0. Bother. What? Okay, let's just pull it back a little first. Just as far as the AA. Still goes to 0. Oh dear. Calc. That's worse. What? 0. What the heck? Okay, yeah, let's just try it. So regular regex replace. Oh, maybe it's that I'm not returning enough. Regex replace this with, there isn't a C9. Oh, sorry, there is a C9. That's possibly the problem. Yeah, I did not want to replace that, so let's do /b and that and /b. Okay, now that leaves that unchanged. That's good. Then let's go replace P10. Actually, hang on. Let's replace, yeah, we've established that doesn't change anything, so that's fine. Okay, that does exactly what I wanted it to. So what's the effing problem? Start off with transpose just because I use it more often the other way up. What is... And also let's go finish making the rest of these be proper. Honestly didn't think this would take this long, but shows you what I know. Okay. Okay, so let's scan by call, starting from this. And let's just grab a couple that I know include, here, just do the V's. Lambda A, V, regex replace, A with V of 1, with V of 2. Oh, sorry, not regex extract, sorry, regex replace. Oh, maybe that's what I did. Maybe I did the wrong one. Oops. Anyway, it's not by column, it is reduced, and it is all A. It's still going to 0. What the absolute F? Give me just one of them. Calc. Really? Something is wrong with scan by call, which is concerning, because I thought that was working. Bother. Okay, let's simplify. Oh, I know what I can do. This, what can I do? Okay, it's going to be silly, but let's try it. Regex replace in the addresses. I'm going to replace A to Z followed by a digit with $1 underscore $2. Close. Start and yes. Wait, sorry. No, I didn't mean to do it there. Ah, crap. Ugh. Okay, getting more complicated and more complicated. Yeah, I want to insert it in here, but I can't do it in there. Oh, that's driving me crazy. Really want to be able to make the ranges work without it being completely bonkers crazy. I'm also just confused as to why this is not working. It feels like it should. Let's try making it a regular scan. See what that does. Through sequence 5. lambda AV regex replace A with index. This by V go away and index this also by V. And that's dutifully not changing as it goes along, which is exactly what I want. So how many have we got here in total? 21. Okay, so P10 becomes V of 2, good. We get rid of the A's, and that changes that to A1. Yeah, that works beautifully. That's so good. So why the frick isn't scan by call doing it? Because this is exactly what scan by call is meant to do. Right, so just first things first, change this to a reduce. So there it is. It's converted the direct reference into a V of 2. It's converted the range reference into an A of 1 to 5. I love it. It's so neat. So now what? Scan by call, you absolute pain in the butt. This is exactly what it's meant to do, and I have done it so many times. Why is this grayed out, by the way? There we go. Lambda A V regex replace A V of 1 V of 2 end of lambda on all A, it goes to 0. What the flip? Make it A of 1 and not all A. Shouldn't change a damn thing, but none of this should change a damn thing. What? Okay, hang on. Oh, wait a damn second. This is not set to reduce mode. So this should be returning everything. So what the absolute... Okay. Did not mean to be spending time on scan by call right now, but if value array function, blah, 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 if I go by row, by call by row, yes. So this, the outer by call by row is just unthunking at the end. We haven't selected reduce, so we're scanning. Thunk of init, but init is fine. Pick of x, blah, 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 by column, pick of y. What on earth? That's definitely not. Sorry, random distraction. Okay, so if all A, then x, otherwise pick of x, blah, 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 yes, pick of y, fine. And then we apply the function to that. We are not scanning by row, not call. Yeah, that's okay. It is badly named, but this is normal usage. Let's just see. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. My one use case I've often used it for is scan by call from this through these, substitute A V of 1 to V of 2, which is almost the same thing as we're doing here, but name error. What? Oh, sorry, yeah, because I didn't do the lambda again. Keep doing that. Lambda A V. And that just totally works. And if instead I say regex replace, that totally works too. What the hell am I doing here? Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm losing my mind. Is it something about the syntax? Oh, it's killing me. Absolutely killing me. Right, let's start simple. Start with just that one. The least we can possibly ask. And that. No, it returns nothing. What the? But if I say regex replace this, this, this. Oh. I'm getting confused. Oh, did I point that at an empty cell by any chance? Oh my god, please tell me this hasn't been because I've been pointing at an empty cell. Alright, J19 is the cell I meant to point at. Oh my god. No, that is going to 0. But this is not. This is so baffling. Is it interpreting the brackets in the replace with as regex2? There are no brackets in this replace with, which is what I'm testing it on, so no. But like it just works for the rest, so let's just lock this. Bring it up to P10. Bump this out of the way. Yeah, it replaces P10 with V2, no problem, as a single thing. But if I call it here, it is something wrong with scan by call, I'm sure. I think even when I did it, let's just do reduce from, what did I say, J9? Yes. Through sequence of, how many rows are there here? 21. Lambda A V regex replace A with index of this V index of this V. Close regex place, close lambda, close reduce. Yep, everything works fine. Alright, so anyway, maybe that just means I should park scan by call for a little bit, but scan by call is kind of more important to me than thingy things, so really want this to work. Value. Oh dear. Oh, right, sorry, that's because this is the all A version. 0. It's like it's not even calc. This makes no sense. Like it's just a scan in the middle of it all. Oh, this is really bugging me. Alright. I think I'm probably going to just leave scan by call alone and try to fix that off camera later, because I do have at least a formulation that works here now. So I'll just go with that. Then I need to generate all of this, so bloody hell. Right. So first we need to regex replace. What pattern is that? No, this one is the one where I regex replace on that pattern, right? Okay. Okay. So I think I also want to hstack addresses of that and addresses of this. And actually, wait, no, this first. So call that ads. And this is going to be reg pattern of ads 1, fine. So then we will, I'll call this block. Ranges. And then we want to reduce. Sorry, wait, then I need the replace pattern, which is going to be, it's going to be, sorry, first just give me back ads, see what that looks like. Okay, so that is a cross, which makes sense because they will always be horizontal. So then I want to hstack ads, AAA and ads, and just bring this over. No. Okay, fine. So let's just do /b and that and /b. And same thing here. So now we've generated this, good. Then I'm going to vstack that with hstack of a opening bracket and sequence, comma, columns. Penny says, is the plan for this live stream to go until Vegas? No, my kids will be home in half an hour. The plan was for the live stream to last considerably less time than that, but here I still am. Columns of this, which I need to make into a variable in a minute, but for now it'll do. And that. So that's one. Then need the same thing for V and for the other range. Then I need a blank to correspond to the AAA, and then I need all of this again. I'll cut all that and bring it down. Get rid of that, put it here. And now hopefully that will be all the same as this. False. Oh, bloody hell. Okay, let's do and this equals this. Oh, sorry, yeah, for the second one, I want something different. The second block, I don't want the A and V and, or the A of and V of, I just want the numbers. Get rid of that, and get rid of this, and get rid of this, and get rid of this. And now let's try again. Yes, good, okay. And actually I don't want to v-stack them, do I? So I'll call this sub out, and I'll call this sub in. Okay, and then I want to reduce from whatever I called it, block ranges, through sequence of columns, yeah, that's fine, columns of sub out or sub in, either is fine. Lambda A, V, regex, replace A with index of sub out, V, index of sub in, V. Yeah, good. But okay. So now, now I need to apply this to every single one of these. Okay. Okay. So I need to start putting these together in the right format. So I don't think cell to text takes a range. I think I mapped it or something. Let's just try. Oh, no, it totally takes a range. Okay, cool. So then, let's go back to looking at lambda 5 for a second. Okay, so I make my arg list. If name is blank, then blank. Substitute names, blank to underscore, and call to text forms. Okay. Okay. This is the basic shape of it. And then I join those all together. Yes, fine. Okay. All right, so time to start shaping my lambda. There's going to be a lambda of, I can go away. I guess since I'm not using the name, yeah, no, I should still use the names. Okay, so A names, a forms. Hang on. So a prev, then a forms, and so a names. Be that a prev is going to be the initial values. Formulas are going to be here. Then v names is going to be this. Wait, sorry, that's the wrong place for that. The vowels, fine, vowels is fine, will be this. Now, how I managed to make some of these optional later, I'm not totally sure, but we'll get there. Okay, and then I guess I'll use I for int. No, I'll use int names, interim calculation names, which are these. Sorry, again, wrong place. And interim formulas, which are these. Okay. So this has already taken him 20x longer than coming up with the Havel-Hakami algorithm from scratch using it. What is the Havel-Hakami? Which one is that? Anyway, no comment. So let stop distracting me, Harry. So I'll start with int calcs, int steps can be join with, I guess I want with a new comma and a new line and 5 spaces. Int names. I guess I want to substitute out spaces. And comma, space, and int, sorry, and cell to text of int forms. Close join, and let's return int steps. Okay, that's actually a pretty solid start. Prev amount is blood, new amount is blah, 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 and then we need to do all the substitution through that, which is the stuff I was playing around with down here. So, where? Which of the many down here was it? Bloody hell. Here, good, okay. So then, this, yes. I think this can all apply to blocks, so, okay. Well, for now, let's grab the whole thing. Doom could have solved Sommelier first try 11 times. Thank you, Harry, for keeping me in perspective, I guess. Okay, so drop all this in the middle. So adds is hstack of addresses of a prev. Oh god, I also need to do a forms, don't I? Fine. Oh god. Fine. Is it fine? It's not fine at all. God. Okay, well, leave it at a prev for now. I do need to be able to handle cross references. That's another complication, but fine. Then this is. Oh, I need to do it for those as well. Bloody hell. Okay, so I need to substitute everything that's in a prev, everything that's in. Yeah. This is hard. All right, start with just doing the vowels, because that's the way I had it before. Okay, then this can be into steps. Don't know if that's going to work all in one, but it's definitely worth a try. This is a prev. This is V vowels. This is a prev again. This is V vowels again. Seems too many closing brackets, which is not good. Right, because I copied a closing bracket in when I brought this in. Hey, look at that. J10. J10 is a problem. Right, that's because that's here. Okay. So then I need to substitute these with their names. Okay, so my sub out has to grow. Oh, bloody hell. Okay. Fine. Addresses of int forms. Okay. Then down here. So this is A, this is V. Then before we get to the blank, I need int names. And then after shouldn't be possible. Okay. Well, I guess I need to put something there, so let's just put int names again. Comma, int names. Okay, yes, good. Now we're talking. So now it has subbed in prev amount in here, subbed in new amount in here, new amount minus sold. Yes, this is starting to look like a let formula that we can work with. Starting to, I emphasize. God. Okay, so the first thing you do is the prev calculations, then you do these calculations. Well, no, sorry, I guess I should name each of these. So let's do this. Let's say if is omitted int names, yeah, the names are mandatory, then blank. Otherwise, all of that stuff. So that's the int steps. Yes. So then my a prev refs can be, there's always a, so I don't need to do any if stuff for that. Do I? No. God, I don't know. Do I need to do anything with that? No, right? No, because it's already replacing those with another thing. Fine. Okay, so that's the int steps. Then I guess I want main steps, which will be all of these. And I guess it's fine to just name them by this. So I'll take all of this, copy, paste, kill that part. Okay, so then it's a names and it's a forms. Okay, and then this big reduce has to be given a name, so we'll call that cleanup. And then for now, I want to return A forms. All right, where have I gone wrong? Probably a comma missing or something. That's int steps. That's main step. That's adds. That all seems to be fine. Pattern. Lock. That. Sub out is that. Sub in is that. Yes. Messy, but fine. Cleanup is that. Ah, there we go. Closing bracket in the wrong place. So we need 2 closing brackets here. Okay. Oh god. Is that just giving numbers? These are not supposed to just be numbers. What the absolute F is this? Cell to text A forms. Huh? Don't fail me now, cell to text. Okay, doesn't look anything like that. And it looks much more like what I want to do. This formula could be used as an anti-lambda addiction poster in schools. I don't know what you're talking about, Harry. This formula is lovely and very innocent, like Lana. Okay, so have I got the order right is the next question. So A names, A prev, A forms. A names, A prev, A forms. A forms is this, yes. Oh, sorry, because I'm writing A forms like a moron. That's not what I called it. I called it main steps. Main steps. Okay, yeah. All right, all of them, please. Oh, right, I've got to join them. No, sorry, I want to join with the same things I did up here. Use all of this. Okay, we're getting there. So now I want, let's say, call it all forms will be, yeah, I think it's just, actually, you know what, I don't even need that, I just need to add in this here, int steps. So then we calculate prev amount, new amount, sold, kept, copper, tin, blah, 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 and if I now redirect the reduce block, where does it start? Addresses pattern block here. If I make that point to main steps instead of that. No, oh, sorry, yeah, because I'm not outputting the right thing. I want to output cleanup. Oh, look at that, it's taking shape. Prev amount is v2, v1, based on the previous name. This is all great. Oh, that's not good. What's going on here? Ah, crap. That's annoying. Yeah. So I have to make it smarter than that. So in the reg pattern, I could add optional things, optional dollars. Yeah, because anything that's getting replaced with a name is fine. This is a pain in the butt. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's do adds opt lock can be regex replace in adds. Pattern is going to be A to Z, just be slash PL plus slash D plus, and I want to replace that with slash dollar optional $1 slash dollar optional $2. Okay. Then on the reg pattern, yeah, let's do it there and here and here. Okay, see if that, oh, you didn't like that, damn it. Okay, let's just show me adds optional lock. That looks good. So let's just do C9, C$9, $C9, and $C$9. Oops. So on a regex test all of these on that. They all say value. Oh dear. What? What? Oh, do I have to have the dollar in brackets to make it optional? I didn't think I had to. Help if I knew basic regex. And then point this there. Ah. Okay, that's a start, but it's not working. Fuck. What the hell? Okay. 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 Gemini, come save me. New temporary chat. You can go away. Blah. Give me a regex pattern to match Excel cell addresses, whether they are fully, partially, or not locked. I probably should just use Flash because this is not really a complex problem. Goat with a sniper rifle, yep. Where do you think I get my video thumbnails from? Oh my god, stop thinking so much and just give me an answer. It's not a complex question. Just need basic syntax correction. Okay, this looks like I had, oh, wait, sorry, it's the slash, isn't it? The slash didn't come out. Oh my god, so do I need to put more slashes or what? Okay, hang on. Slash dollar question mark slash dollar question mark. Now they're all true. Good. So what? In my replacement here, do I need slash slash dollar? I guess maybe I do. No, you didn't like that either. Okay, what? Oh, okay, maybe I need slash 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 dollar. Yes, we're getting there. Escape characters, who'd have them? Okay, so now that's good. And now, if we come back to the end, is it better? So the dollar kept is what I have to look out for. No, that is still dollar kept. What the fucking... Should... Oh... Okay. What if I made it slash dollar star? I want it to be greedy about the dollars, so add up block slash dollar star. Yeah, maybe. Now show me cleanup. No, it's still not. So annoying. Oh, and now these are. Oh, sorry, that's because that's pointing to that one. If it's pointing to that one, they're all true. So then if I regex replace that to nothing, Yes, it wipes out everything. So why are the ones that are locked being screwed around with? Kept. The references to kept. Like, okay. Let's take this and just drop the equals, put it there, and then replace C with M, and this with 10, and regex replace this to blank, because the whole thing out. So why is it not getting the whole thing out? Possibly because I haven't changed adds to adds opt lock everywhere. No, I've done it in all the sub out places, which seems to be all that's relevant. Okay. So come back to block ranges. Oh, what? Sorry, just didn't autocomplete. Okay, and come back to sub out. Is it the breaks that's causing the problem? No. Comma would serve as a break. Space, these should all serve as breaks. What the fuck is the problem? Oh my god. M10. Okay, so let's regex replace this, kept. Why is it not taking the dollar? Is it because of the break? Does the dollar serve as a break? Maybe. Ugh, fuck. So how do I do this? Okay, let's come back to Gemini. We'll go to Flash because I want it to be faster. What characters match /B? Yes, I know. Word and non-word, yes. So dollar is a break. God damn it. I'm getting close, Nee. I'm getting close, but not so close that that seems like a good idea. Oh, this is driving me crazy. Okay, maybe I only need the break at the end. No, I don't only need the break at the end. My worry is that I don't want to replace the B10 in AB10 and not the A, because that is not good. Christ. So I guess I need to have the optional dollar before the break. It's going to get in the way of using reg pattern, but okay, fine. I can do that. Oh my god, this is driving me crazy. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the breaks from reg pattern, and we're going to just put them in directly. So it's going to be an optional dollar, a break, that, and a break. Would that work? Oh, except I probably need to double slash both of these as well. It's more relaxing. Sod off. Just copy all this, go over to Gemini. How can I fix this function? It might even work. It can be very clever sometimes. Anyway. Okay. So wait. Oh, now I don't want more bloody breaks in here. Thank you very much. And I don't want them here either. Or here. Yeah, I know. It's been a long stream. I really want to get this finished. I'm so close. Or I think I'm close. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. Gulp. Okay. So where were we? That. Okay, so sub out now returns dollar, certain number of dollars, a break, a letter, dollar and a break at the end. Yes, I think that's right. If there's a break before the first letter, that means it's not a double letter. If there's a break after the last digit, that means there's not a double digit. I think this is good. Now, let's put in cleanup. Yes! Look at that! It freaking works! Freaking works. This is great. So now... No, I'm not. I don't know. I might change it after today. Okay. So we're so close. We're so close. We're so close. Okay. So, so it's a names. I think I want to go back up here. Okay, so another of my main steps is going to be H stack, open bracket, and join with a comma, a names. Sorry, substitute a names. There's obviously a lot more cleaning up that you might want to do than that, but let's say it's fine. Close text join and closing bracket. That's it. Except brackets are not matching. Are they? Wait, they are. That's the big text join. Okay. So, blah, 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 blah. This might be it. This might be it. I might just need to add let around the outside. Or I guess it should be lambda a v let and text join, all of that stuff, and that. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? Maybe. I think this might be the lambda that I can take and put into scan by call, if only scan by call was working, which, well, I guess we'll find out about that now. Okay. Scan by call. Initial values. Array. Function is that whole thing. It is not a reduce, it is not an all A, so I don't need to add anything else. It worked! It worked! Okay, so now if I modify this slightly, I think I can get it to write the whole scan by call. And I think I can do that. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost there. We're almost there. So let's, all right. So yeah, this is what I need to change. I need to change vvals. I need to make that be the whole range. And then I need to take from it. So I'm going to rename that to vall. And then I'm going to let vvals be take vall first row. Save your worker. Luckily, autosave is on. My God, it's a terrifying thought. Okay. So now, I guess I need a. Ooh, let me just check something. To add. Did I make my to add take a range? No, it takes RC ranges, right? Yeah, that doesn't work. All right, so RNG to add can be lambda RNG. It's going to be address of row of index RNG11, or actually take RNG11, column and 4, and all the same thing, but with the last cell. -1, -1, -1, -1. Close lambda. And we'll just quickly test that. Say RNG to add of a forms, for instance. Yes, perfect. Okay, so then clean up, which, my god, is something that this is going to need, but never mind. Okay, so now let's go get my scan by call. We're so close, so bloody close. So we need that, and then just one more bracket at the end, and that's it. Okay. I'll have to add options later, but that's fine. I don't need to do that now. I don't even need to do them at all. I can just manually add them. So it's going to be this. And then these have to get replaced. So this is going to be RNG to add of a prev. And this is going to be RNG to add of the all. And then way down at the end, I need one more closing bracket. Okay, so, moment of truth. Is it exactly the same as that? It is not. What? Oh, right. Those got substituted. Okay, so we'll have to do that. We'll have to wrap the scan by call at the end. No idea how someone can write these things without line by line historic git diffs they can go into this. I mean, maybe it's not a good idea. I don't know. Fun thing about joining late, I get the same feeling when I was late for math lectures. I can understand the words, but what's the meaning of the sentence therefore? This is LambdaPhi++. This is the big brother of LambdaPhi. I'll do a clean demo in a minute, but we're almost there. We are so goddamned close. Okay, so let's just take all of this off for now. Cut. And we'll just add it to cleanup. I guess we'll just name it final. And close, close, close. And output final. And then I just have some brackets to clean up here. Okay. So now, is it identical? Okay, small syntactic difference, but whatever, sure. Oh, look at that. It is the same. It's the same, and that means that the result of the formula is the scan by call. Oh. It's probably hard to believe at this point that this could ever be a time saver, but I think it can be. I think it can be. Okay, so now it is time to save Lambda. And this one is going to be called Reducto. That is a mix of, it's Reducto because it's the version of LambdaPhi that's designed to work with reduce. It's also Reducto because Reducto is a spell in Harry Potter that breaks things. Okay, so now let's just try, come down to a clean area and do it again. So we'll Reducto, a names, that's these, a prev is these, a forms is these, v names is these, v all is this, int names is this, and int forms is this. Copy value, paste, F2, enter. There it is. Oh, well, that took forever, but there it is. Scan by call weirdly working on this, even though it's not working on regex replace, which is still bugging me, and I still need to work out what's going on there. But I did it. Reducto, you are now coming with me back to... oh, it's not there. Let's open up at eSports Lambdas v5. Open read write. Oh god, look at it. Look at it. I said it right there. It said 60 minutes. It's been about 2 hours of this, I think. But it's done, and I'm happy with it. So there it is. Final lab cleared out. Not running until Vegas, not running until I have 10,000 subscribers. Not totally sure which one of those will happen first. It's going to be close. Wow, I'm just amazed to find that there are still people watching. So thank you to all of you who have stuck around this long. No, I think I am. Philip is frowning at my not being updated to 0.8.3, but I think I am in fact updated to 0.8.3. I just did it from a beta testing download that Eric sent me, so maybe it doesn't realize that I'm on 0.8.3, or maybe it changed slightly. I don't know. Maybe I do need to update. Anyway, it is an insane function. I mean, this is the trouble. Is like now I need to play around with it for weeks to figure out if it's even a time saver. 0.83 has a bug. Oh no! Well, I haven't noticed any bugs, but good to know. Yeah, I don't know. I truly cannot tell yet if this is actually going to be of any damned help. But I love the idea so much, so I had to try it. All right, that's all I got for today. Thank you, everybody, for watching for so insanely long. And I will, well, I was about to say I'll see you next time. I won't see you for another Lambda Lab, but hopefully we'll see you for other fun things. And maybe there'll be a new season of Lambda Lab post-Vegas. But that's it for now. Bye-bye.